Hi, this is the first in a series of how-to screencasts aimed to help you solve more practical web development problems using the BitsyBox platform. The first problem that we're going to solve is to create a simple news section on a website. And this is a really common scenario for web developers. It's something that's really useful, and we hope that you find it easy with BitsyBox. So for the purposes of the demo, I've created this little page which is just for news. It's got a header called news and 3 items. And let me show you the HTML markup for this page. So you can see here it's very simple. It has an unordered list and 3 items inside of it. And it's basically static content right now. So the first thing we need to do to put this into BitsyBox is to log into the dashboard. So I've already done that. And I've actually created a page called News Demo. And this will be the container for the data for this demo. So instead of adding a module, I'm actually just going to make a list inside this page. So I'm going to click Manage Page Schema. And I'm going to add a new list called Website News. And the field type should be set to List. Now list will let you have a list of items, which you'll see in a second. So I'm going to save this and head back, and you'll see now we have a field called Website News with no items in it. So I'm going to go ahead and add so you can see now that we have a field called Website News with no items in it. I'm going to click View Full List, which actually takes me into the list view. And you can see there are no items, but I'm going to change the schema of this list. So I'm going to click Manage List Schema, and I'm going to add 3 fields because I want a photo, a title, and then the actual news content. So let me add 3 things. One is photo, which is going to be an image. The next one is title, which will be short text, and then news, which for the purposes of this I'm going to make long text rich. We save our schema, go back, and click Add Item. So the first thing I'm going to do, and you can see now that I have 3 fields that are editable for this item. So the first thing I'm going to do is upload an image of Lindsay Lohan, and I'm going to give this item a title of Lindsay Lohan Visits, and for the content I'm going to say we saw Lindsay today. I'm going to go ahead and add this item. And you can see here that we have an item. And you can see here that we have an item, which is Lindsay Lohan Visits. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this up for the purposes of this video. Basically what I'm doing is adding 2 more items, one for Britney Spears and one for Angelina Jolie. So we have our 3 items stored in BitsyBox, and the next step is to integrate this with our website. So I'm going to go ahead and notice that on the right in the About This section we have ID 792, which is the ID of this list. So I'm going to copy that and go back to our code. And just before we're about to print out our list items, I'm going to add some code here, which is called News Items. We're going to use BitsyBox to connect and grab our list items from ID 792 using the Get Items call, and this will return all of our news items to us. And then I'm going to iterate through using a for each loop, and I'm going to echo out a news item for each item we have in BitsyBox, and it's going to replace all of these list items. And so we have a template here, but we haven't actually integrated our data into it. But that's easy. All we need to do is insert a reference to our item and say get field. And we called this photo. And we want the value, which will be a URL. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. We want the same thing here, but title. And then we want our news. So we'll finish that, go back to our browser, and you'll see when we refresh that we have the 3 news items with their photos integrated with BitsyBox. Now there's just one other thing that I want to show you, which is that you can actually resize your images dynamically with a simple API call using the BitsyBox client in PHP. So you can see that this Lindsay Lohan image is actually stretched a bit, as well as the Britney Spears, and the Angelina Jolie is pretty close. We go back to the code, and it's pretty easy. You replace value here with a resize call, and you pass an X and Y dimension. And in this case, we want 75 by 75 pixels. So we save this, go back to our browser, refresh, and you can see that BitsyBox returns new URLs that are still delivered through the content delivery network, but are resized to the appropriate dimensions. So we hope you find value in this. And of course, if you have any questions, please email us at support@bitsybox.com. Thanks.